Okay, I wanted to do the first, man, that is bright. I wanted to do the first garden tour today. I was gonna do it last week, but we got like 14 inches of snow on the last day of school. And so that was fun. Kids had fun playing in it. So yeah, I'll take you around to what has come up so far. Okay, so as we back up a little bit, here's the entrance to the garden, and the arbor and the fence. Finally got that painted black. And then we've got two little pots with flowers. I'll zoom in on them. And then we've got two blueberry plants and then two strawberry beds. So a little symmetry going on. So I potted these plants. Ooh, sorry about my shadow. I planted these with petunias, and so there's 3 petunias in each pot, and they're this really pretty, like, I don't know, like pinky red color. And I'm not much of a red, like, I normally don't pick red flowers, but I really loved them. And then we've got a vinca vine that'll vine out. And then I've got some snapdragons that I started from seed, and those are doing really well. And then I've got a little sad sweet pea vine that I was hoping would like vine up over the arbor, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So if you have any suggestions on what I can get to vine up over my arbor, here's the other one. It's actually looking a lot more full than the one on the other side. I'm not sure what the difference is. So it's got the same, the vinca vines, and then the snapdragons, and then the little sweet pea vine. So then I'll move over to our blueberries that are starting to blush. So excited about those. Like, look at, oh, those are gonna be so yummy. And these plants should get like 4 to 5 feet tall and wide. So they should fill up this whole entire area. And then I ordered bare root strawberries this year from, I'll have to look up what company, but they're the Whopper kind. They're supposed to do really well in our colder winters. Not to mention, we live in like eastern Colorado, so we live in zone 5E. Our last frost date is around between like Mother's Day and Memorial Day, so we have a shorter growing season. So that's why my garden isn't like super far along yet. So we've got 4-foot by 20-foot beds. We have 5 of them, and I have 4 of them like up and ready to go. So in this first bed, I planted some cabbage. This is a Miko H cabbage. It's a really good, like, just slicing salad. We like to put it in our salads. And then the rest of this front is a hodgepodge of like brassicas. They all got mixed up in my seed trays, or the markers got all mixed up. And so there are cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, and broccoli. So we'll just have to wait as they develop to see which they are. It'll be a fun surprise. Oh, excuse me. So we come around, I planted lettuce in this part. So you can see there's little babies coming up. I'm not sure which kind this is. That's another thing that will I was terrible at marking when I planted seeds. I was just so excited to have my beds done and just get going on it. So as we move down along this fence line, there is a purple grape variety, and it's doing really well. It's loving this spot. It's grown quite a bit. So I'm hoping to train it to this hug panel we've attached to the fence. And then we have our cherry tomatoes. And so these first three are chocolate cherry tomatoes. And then these next three are sun gold cherry tomatoes. And they're all doing like super well. They're really big. And so, and then Mackenzie and I planted corn the other day. So Mackenzie helped me plant corn in this last little section of this bed. And it should be interesting to see what comes up because she was getting very excited about putting it in. And so it might be funny, but it's a bicolor corn that we grew last year, and it was so yummy. So, we have another grape here along the fence. Sorry, I'll get my shadow out of the picture. This is a green Niagara grape. It's still growing. It's just not thriving as much as the purple grape, so I'm a little bit worried about it if it's not the right spot for it or if it's just taking a little bit longer to take off. So hopefully it'll grow just like the other one. As we go around, let's see, down here I don't know if you could see this in the shade right now, but I planted some little dahlias, and then we have a blackberry plant and some more dahlias. And then we have fall gold raspberries. And then the rest of this row is red raspberries. So, and then as we go to this next bed, this is where all of our slicer tomatoes are. These ones are a rainbow mix, an heirloom rainbow mix. So they're all different, hopefully. And then the next part of this row is San Marzano paste tomatoes. And I'm hoping to get a lot to make tomato sauce and pizza sauce and stuff like that. And then we've got a couple Roma tomatoes. And then the last two on the end are beefsteak tomatoes. And then after the beefsteak, that's where I planted our onions. I got some starts from Walmart and planted them in. I can't remember how many. It was quite a few. And they're doing really well. I'm excited for them to grow and to oh, excuse my voice. I'm excited for them to grow up and to cut the tops off a couple times to make. I was watching Acre Homestead, and she makes onion top pesto, and my family loves pesto, so I really wanted to try that this year and hopefully get 2 harvests out of one type of plant. So excited about that. But I have to wait a little bit for them to grow up. So let's see. On this part of so this is the cabbage bed. And I planted let's see. On this part of the bed, I planted Colorado river beans. They haven't come up yet. They're like a pinto type bean, but they are developed in my area, so they're supposed to do really well here in Colorado. And so I'm hoping We planted them about a week ago, so I'm hoping that they come up and they produce some dry beans for us because we love our dry beans at our house. So I'm diligently checking for sprouts, but none yet. And then there's a little baby zinnia that I planted as Zahara zinnia. And then down here, we have 2 tomatillos that are just raring to go. They have you see those little babies in there. Little baby tomatillos starting to form. And then right in front of the tomatillos, I planted lime basil. So, still waiting for the lime basil to come up, but I'm so excited to try it. Let me know if you've tried it and what you use it for, because it sounds delicious. So on this next row, the bed that has the onions in the front, I planted some peas and some kale. And so I'm going to try and trellis my peas up tomato cages since I'm using the cattle panels for my tomatoes this year. Let me see if I can. So these are shelling peas. Can you see all those little babies coming up? So I'm hoping to trellis them up the tomato cages, like I said. And then it's kind of hard to see behind the tomato cages, but down in here, there's some kale planted. And then next to the kale, those are red breakfast or French breakfast radishes. And I don't really enjoy radishes all that much, but I've heard that the French breakfast has a lot milder of a flavor. So I'm hoping that I will enjoy those. And then, so I had Andy help me put up, here, let me go to the other side so the sun's not blaring in your eyes. So hopefully you can see that. But I really wanted a arch cattle panel trellis like Jess from Roots and Refuge to grow my green beans up. So I had Andy help me. So that's a 4-foot by 16-foot cattle panel. And I planted Blue Lake pole beans. And I don't think, oh, look. Starting to have one come up. So they're just babies still. Or they haven't really come up yet. So I'm excited for those to cover the entire trellis and look oh so magical. Down here I have some German butterball potatoes, and they are starting to sprout, which is so fun. And then at the back I just have another type, some Enchantress zinnias. So those will be super pretty. I think they're like a pink color zinnia. Excuse me. Okay, the next bed, we have garlic. Excuse me. And then we have some candy onions that I started from seed. There's only about 16 of them that came up out of the whole packet that I started. So they're just tiny little babies too. Hopefully they'll grow up to be big and strong onions. And then I have a row to divide this back half of the bed with double dahlias. So those will be super pretty. And then down here I have Gotta keep my shadow out. I have some cantaloupes. So they're just babies. And then, as you see, I planted my cucumbers. I planted my cucumbers down this row. But, of course, the weather tricked me. And so they look really sad. But I'm hoping they come out of it. So these three are perfect pickle cucumbers. And I'm hoping to truss them up this 8-foot candle panel. So hopefully they will come out of it and survive. And then these 4 are muncher cucumbers, which are a little cucumber that I'm hoping my family just likes to eat. I don't know about that little guy, but hopefully the rest will come out of it. And then we have another tomatillo down there. And then this section, this like square section, so this square section, I planted black turtle dry bush beans. So those haven't come up yet. I just planted them a couple days ago. And then we have a row of basil, just regular basil, and it got a little heat or cold discoloration on it, but it'll be totally fine. And then I have 3 celery plants. Should be plenty for our family. And then I planted some calendula. Calendula is like, the flowers are super good for your skin. You can make a salve out of them, and also the pollinators like love them. So I'm trying to incorporate more flowers into the garden this year to encourage the pollinators to come. And then we have another row of radishes because I forgot I planted those other ones. So a cute little row of radishes. And then I have 2 rows of 2 different types of carrots, and I haven't seen any of them come up yet, so I might have to re-sow them. I don't know if the birds are picking off my seeds. Hopefully not. Hopefully it's just the weather's been so weird that it's just taking them longer. I planted some, let's see what kind of zinnia. These are sombrero zinnias, so I'll have to show you when they bloom. They're really fun. And they're kind of in like fall colors. So at the end of this bed, and then I've got 2 more types of cucumbers. So these are Perseus cucumbers. And again, they're looking really sad. I might have to re-seed them. But hopefully they come out of it because it's supposed to be warm now. And then these are, I can't say the name. I'll have to put it on the screen. But it's supposed to be a really good type of dual purpose cucumber. So it's supposed to be really good for eating, slicing, salads, and then it's also supposed to be really good for pickling. So we'll have to try it. And the reason we're doing so many cucumbers this year is like we're trying to figure out which type we like best. Like some people in my family just love to eat raw cucumbers, some love pickles, some hate pickles. So we're just trying to figure out which ones we like the best, and then next year we'll grow a lot more of 1 or 2 types as opposed to 4. I think I forgot to mention this is my 2nd year growing in this garden. Last year we grew in ground. This is the first year in beds, and that's why we're getting a little bit of a late start. And so this is our 2nd year in this house. Before that, we've lived in townhomes and apartments, and so I grew on patios in pots, and that was great, a great learning experience. But we are really feeling the need to produce food, like for storage, produce a lot more of our food as opposed to relying on the grocery store. And so that's why we are growing on a much bigger scale, hopefully. And this will be a huge learning year